I've waited 6 months for this. This is my first proper ride on the new 2025 model Mondraker Crafty Carbon R. Hi, I'm here today at the Forest of Dean. Merry Christmas everybody. It is the 21st of December. How soon I'll get around to doing this video, who knows, but it is just before Christmas. It's wet, it's sloppy, and I'm on a new Mondraker Crafty Carbon R, a brand new 2025 model. I believe I'm one of the first people in the country to get hold of one of these, and I'm so happy to have it finally. If you followed me on my channel, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that I borrowed a 2024, I think it's 24 model, but a previous model anyway, of a Crafty Carbon back in the summer. Sorry, it wasn't even a carbon. What am I talking about? Of a Mondraker Crafty back in the summer, and I absolutely loved it. It had a few things that I couldn't get on with, hence the reason I didn't rush out and buy one straight away, but I was told to wait a bit. You never know, you might find that one gets released that meets all your criteria, and I'm really delighted to say that has now happened. So let's take a look at the bike. So here it is. This is the Mondraker Crafty Carbon R. It's just been released. Picked it up yesterday. It's already filthy because it's been raining hard, it's wet, it's muddy, it's sloppy, but I couldn't not ride it today. It is a full 29er, you can see, nice big wheels. These are Hope wheels. I have changed them out from the ones it came with. The reason I've changed them is because it came with holes, it came with wheels with 28 spokes on the back. Which I don't think is strong enough. I managed to break several wheels and spokes and God knows what on my old bike, so I've immediately put a set of Hope wheels with 32 spokes, and also these, you can see there, these little metal reinforcers, which should hopefully help stop some of the problems I have with breaking wheels and rims and spokes and God knows what else. It is the only model in the range that has Shimano components, so it's got Shimano 12-speed XT on the back here. It has Shimano brakes XT again, which I really like. The other models are SRAM. I'm not a fan of SRAM brakes. I don't mind the gearing, but the brakes I'm not a fan of. So the fact this one had Shimano, I'm very happy with. You'll see it's got a Fox shock at the back there, and yes, a Fox float there. I'm useless with technical stuff, by the way. I just ride the bikes, and I have a Fox 38 forks on the front. Are they 38? Yeah, 38 forks on the front. Suspension feels fantastic so far. Really happy with it. It's a carbon front triangle. It's got the new Bosch Generation 4 motor in it and an 800 watt battery. That battery does come out. You can see very slick here. The way the battery goes in, absolutely filthy at the moment, but it's an 800 watt battery, which is a monster. The battery is attached to this faceplate here, so when you take the battery out, the faceplate is stuck to it. I'm going to have to remember to clean all this before I take the battery out and take it indoors for charging, otherwise I'm going to have a very, very messy house. The other thing I've changed, handlebars. I've put my Spank handlebars on with Vibracore. They are 760 wide, whereas the bars that come with the bike are 800, which is far too wide for me. But what I really like about this bike is this stem here. It's forward geometry with the Mondraker, which I guess means that the bars are slightly further out. Now for me, I didn't think that would work because I have shoulder problems and back problems, and being too heavy on my arms is a problem for me. But with this high stack here, it works. I really like it. It suits me really well. I feel more upright on the bike. I don't feel that the bars are getting in my way when I'm kind of got the saddle down, and I really, really like it. So far, I've just got to the top of Erdras on it. You'll see in the video how I get on, but really, really like it. Really impressed with the bike. I will be getting rid of this sort of yellowy colour. Don't like yellow. It is going to Essential Wraps in the new year to have some wrapping put on it, because it definitely needs protection. This is a matte carbon frame, and I can see this getting very marked very quickly if you don't protect it. So it will certainly be having some protection put on, and probably, well, 100% it will be customised to my taste as well. So that is the Mondraker Crafty Carbon R, brand new 2025 model. If anyone else has got one, please put a comment, let me know how you're getting on with it. I know there are some of the test models out in circulation, the kind of orangey coloured ones, one of the top of the range ones, but I think with this model I haven't seen any others on socials yet, so if you've got one of these, let me know what you think of it. I picked the bike up yesterday afternoon. It was raining, it was getting dark. All I managed to do was a very short urban ride. So today we're here at the Forest of Dean. See how I go on an actual trail. Okay, let's try the rollers on the old Bob trail. Right, next up is the corners. For anybody again who follows me regularly, you'll know I'm useless at corners, but I'm hoping the geometry of this bike will kind of help me out a bit. Still taking it nice and slow for now. That feels nice. That feels very nice. I hate this climb. I really hate it, especially at this time of year when it's wet and it's quite slippy and it's kind of eroded, and the next bit is kind of off camber. Really don't like it. I'm also useless at the corners. Whether this bike will assist me or not, who knows? Oh, the sun's come out, how nice. Finally. I mean, given it's a Saturday, this trail in particular actually is very quiet, but then I guess it's to be expected. It is just before Christmas. I expect most people have better things to do than ride around the Forest of Dean in the rain. But of course Christmas has come early for me, so I'm enjoying my Christmas present. The other good thing about the Bosch motor is that I can change the cranks if I want to. Don't have any problems with any cranks breaking, spindles or anything like that with the Bosch motor, so that's good, because I did succumb to a broken EP8 motor when I'd only had the bike a couple of months by putting non-Shimano cranks on it, so that wasn't fun and it wasn't cheap. Alright, let's go into countdown, see how we do on here. It's very muddy and quite slippy, so I'm going to take it easy. Do not want to be coming off. Oh, that felt nice. Obviously wasn't going as quickly as I could do, taking it easy. New bike, new brakes, wet and slippy, but that felt really nice. I enjoyed that. Alright, let's head into the Verdurer's Descent. There's nobody here now. It's what, just gone 2 o'clock, and there's nobody at the top of the downhill trails, and I've seen 2 people, I think, on the whole of Verdurer's, 3 people maybe, but like hardly anybody, which is incredible for a Saturday. and actually really nice. I really like the fact there's no one else much around, because I don't like it when people come up behind me and I have to get out of their way. I like to just do my own thing and not worry. So that's really good. The other thing I really like about this bike, the bottom bracket is slightly higher than on the Megawatt, which means I don't have to be so worried about pedal strikes. Despite shortening the cranks on the Megawatt from, I think it came with 165s, and I put 160s on it after I'd had a set of 155s from a non-Shimano brand that broke it. I then settled for a 160 length crank arm, and I still got pedal strikes. And I know people will say that's technique, but it was a pain. This bike has 160 cranks, but it's also, I think, half a centimetre, 5 millimeters, whatever. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's windy, you can't hear me anyway. But anyway, the bottom bracket is higher on this, and I also have the option, as I said earlier, of sticking some shorter cranks on it if I wanted to. So I could go with some nice Purple Hope 155 cranks if I really wanted to, although that would throw up an issue with the dropper post, because that is the other thing with this bike. They've changed the position of the rear shock, so you now have a limited space to insert the dropper post. So if I got shorter cranks, I think the seat post would probably be sticking out of the seat tube a little bit too high for me. So I'm going to stick with what I've got. Feels fine for now. You can actually on this bike also lower the bottom bracket slightly. It's got a flip chip. I'm riding it at its highest level. You can lower it by 5 millimeters. I think am I talking rubbish? 5 millimeters, does that sound right? Half a centimetre? I don't know. But you can lower it or raise it, depending on how you like to ride. That's Verda has done. Very much enjoyed that despite the crap weather. Let's go and look at the skills loops. Right, let's have a go at the tech line. This corner's like cat litter because it's just been rebuilt. I have no speed, so I have to go off the little ones to start with. That is totally rollable now. I've overshot that corner terribly. Gosh, I'm making a mess of this. But despite that, it felt really nice. I'm going to call it there on the drops line before I do fall off. My foot wasn't on the pedal twice actually coming down there, so I'm going to go back and do a lap of old Bob's and then call it a day. So that was my first proper trail centre ride on my new Mondraker Crafty. The weather conditions weren't great. It rained quite hard. The trails are quite sloppy. They're quite slippery at this time of year. And obviously I wanted to take it fairly steady. It is just before Christmas. My first ride on the new bike, new brakes. Tyre pressure's probably a bit hard. So I just wanted to sort of see how it felt, and I'm really pleased. I really like the bike. It's slightly different to the model I rode back in the summer. They've changed things a bit geometry wise. I think it's pretty similar. I think there might be a few tweaks here and there, but overall really enjoyed it. I'm really hoping that the bike will help me to progress my riding again next year, because I felt pretty static. Definitely haven't made any progress in the last couple of years, and probably gone backwards, if I'm honest. I can't really just blame the nuke proof. There's nothing wrong with the bike. It just, for some reason, I keep having problems with it, and just things haven't really gelled, and it's just not really been a great couple of years for me on the bike. So I'm really hoping that with the new bike, better geometry that suits me, because everything obviously is subjective and personal, and what suits me won't suit you watching, or maybe somebody else. Hopefully it will inspire confidence in me, and help me to progress my riding a bit. I'm never going to be very good. Those of you that have watched my channel will know I'm not a good rider. I'm pretty awful. But if you have watched any of my videos over the last couple of years, thank you. To be honest, when I first made the video, my first proper Megawatt Mandy video, we were kind of taking the piss a bit. And I didn't think I'd enjoy making them, or I'd keep making them as I have been doing. So anybody who's watched any of my videos, who's liked it, who's given me positive comments, I really appreciate you, and thank you very much. I guess it's now time to rebrand the channel though. I was Megawatt Mandy. I'm no longer Megawatt Mandy. I could be Mondraker Mandy. I could be Mondraker. I think I'm going to stick with something fairly simple, like Mandy Rides Bikes. I think that's easier. I think then that covers all bikes I could possibly ride, and that suits me because my Instagram handle is Mandy Rides Bikes. So I'm going to attempt to change my channel name to something along those lines. And if you like the content you see on my channel, again, thank you. And if you are on Instagram and you'd like to follow me, please search for Mandy Rides Bikes. You'll find all sorts of rubbish on there, and a few pictures of cats thrown in as well. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great Christmas and a great New Year, and I'll see you in 2025.